God, that was cheesy.
So, how about that Pokemon Presents, huh? These games are actually coming out, which if you told me that around the time E3 happened, so like June, I'd call you a liar. They showed off so many things about the big money games coming out within the next 6 months, that being Legends Arceus and the Gen 4 remakes, that in my mind was enough information to keep me excited all the way up to the release of the next games. Now, does that mean they won't drop any more information about these games in the future? I'm 99% sure that will not be the case. They'll probably have a few more trailers come out here and there for both of the games. They did the exact same thing for new Pokemon Snap, after all. Plus, I feel they haven't revealed everything about these games that would get people excited. What do I mean by that? Well, I'll explain in just one moment. Hello everyone, my name is Keith, and today we're going to take a critical look at the information dropped during these Pokemon Presents trailers, whatever, and identify what have they done right and what have they done wrong about the Gen 4 remakes thus far. Later this week, I'll drop a separate video discussing the things that they're doing right with the Legends Arceus stuff. So subscribe, turn on noties, whatever you do, so you don't miss that. Now, with that all out of the way, let's begin with the good stuff about the Gen 4 remakes. Okay, so visually, the game's got a massive upgrade. The overworld's looking more lively. The characters don't look like plastic wind-up toys, which is a huge plus. They also got rid of the Hulk hands, thank God. In battles, there also are some very noticeable upgrades in a lot of areas too. There were complaints that Barry looked off when the initial trailer dropped, which, looking at him now, yeah, I kind of agree with that. And here he is now, looking so much better. The battle environments also look really good too. My favorite in particular being all the backgrounds for Team Galactic. Cyrus is so fucking cool. In terms of in-game features, Pokemon following you is back. And can I just say, thank God it is. This feature is a fan favorite for a reason, and they make sure to feature it plenty in this trailer. The only slight concern I have for this is if they are similar to how they are in Sword and Shield, where I guess in the DLC, where like they'll pop in and out.
What? What the fuck?
But also, I also feel that was way overblown, so that's an over-exaggeration, I feel like.
Loser. Hey, I've heard this call before. I'll bet you have.
Trainer customization also comes back, which is something I did not expect at all. They did add it in the Let's Go games, but I didn't think they would do it for like, which is basically a main series title. Not only do you get the new clothing options to choose from, they also allow you to choose your own skin color, which is very cool. Inclusivity is always a big thumbs up for me, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Contests also look absolutely stunning. I've never been a big fan of the contests, but they all look really neat. I like how they brought back the rhythm portion from the Gen 4 games. That was always a fun, the one fun part about it. I do hope they add Wi-Fi, like multiplayer contests though. That would be dope. The Underground is going to be where I spend most of my time playing this game though, with friends that is. From what it looks like, they took what made the Underground fun and interesting and just expanded upon it completely. It looks like real-time co-op is a thing, which is going to be great because of all the traps you can set, and the bases look fun to decorate. Also, one of the new additions they added to the Underground has fixed one of the most known issue with the Sinnoh games, and that is more than 2 fire types. They have secret areas, essentially, that allow you to capture Pokemon you would normally not see in the Sinnoh region, for example. You can see Pokemon like Houndour and Numel in certain areas, and in addition to that, there is now a less mind-numbing way to capture Munchlax for your team. But the biggest positive of all, however, lies within the official website for the games. In this screenshot here, which describes that Underground feature I mentioned before, you see a certain lad over here in the bottom left corner. You know what that means, right? Furret walking behind you confirmed. That Furret finally is going to have a home. The one that's going up an escalator. Shout out to that Furret. Now, funnily enough, this does raise an interesting question. Is this how they will add Pokemon that weren't in the previous games? Now, multiple people on Twitter have pointed out that on the website, there is a screenshot of a Bidoof, which you see on screen here, with the party menu, right? What's interesting to point out is that the dex number shown for Bidoof, right over there, that thing that's being circled, right? That is Bidoof's national dex number, not the regional dex. Now, what could this all mean? Obviously, they're not going to bring back the entire National Dex. That's ridiculous, and that is never happening again, by the way. But my original question still stands. It's very interesting to think about. Okay, enough side tangents. Let's get into the real meat and potatoes of the video. The bad stuff, which there's still some bad stuff, not going to lie. You thought it was going to be all cheer and roses and all happiness. No. While I did praise the games earlier for looking much better, I still have major gripes with the art style, especially considering what these games could have been. I've warmed up to the chibi art style slightly, but I still feel they could make a lot more improvements over the final few months before release. Also, big thing I'd like to point out, there is no Battle Frontier. At all. How do I know that? Well, if we look back on the website I mentioned earlier, they have a neat little map of the Sinnoh region on their website, and it looks really cool. You see it going across the screen right now. It's the background of the video. However, if we were to zoom in on the Battle Resort, which is where the Battle Frontier would be located, is it called Fight Island or Battle Resort? I don't remember. Anyway, we would be greeted by the lonely little battle tower and nothing else. Obviously, this does not confirm it for sure. They could add DLC later, like a platinum episode or whatever, that adds a Battle Frontier. Or perhaps they just have moved it to a different place. But knowing Pokemon's track record with this type of stuff, I think it's safe to say that it is not in the game. Another thing that I can at this point feel safe in deconfirming, and this stings, Mega Evolution will more than likely not be returning in these games. I feel like at this stage of time, we would know about Megas being in the game or not. Let's also add that more than likely the Alga and Palkia are not getting new forms. This all adds up to the lack of the fan favorite feature making a return. I literally do not understand why they dropped what was one of the best features they've added in modern Pokemon games in favor of just outright not having them. One last little thing I'd like to mention before the video ends is my thoughts on the lack of updates these games have gotten surrounding their hype cycles. In my honest opinion, this is a good thing. These help keep expectations low, especially for a first-time company like Ilka who has taken the reins on this project. And I feel that's a very good strategy. That way, if there are any other surprises that A, haven't been announced yet, or B, just we find out when the game drops, we'll be 10 times more grateful for it. Oh, and then I promise this is the last thing. Cynthia can beat me senseless.